Okay, 0 o'clock to 0:40. History remembers emperors. History remembers kings. But history often forgets the men who actually won the wars. Tonight, you'll meet a man who conquered more land than Napoleon, outmaneuvered every European army combined, and defeated enemies who outnumbered him 5-1. He wasn't a Khan. He wasn't royal, he wasn't even Mongol by birth, yet without him, Genghis Khan's empire would have collapsed. This is Subutai, the greatest military mind of the medieval world. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some historians call him the most dangerous general in human history. Origins -040 to 2 o'clock. Subutai, also called Subudai, was born around 1175. Not to nobility, not to warriors. His father was a blacksmith. In a world ruled by bloodlines, Subutai had none. But what he did have was something far more powerful, a mind that saw war like a chessboard, not a battlefield. As a teenager, he entered the service of Temujin, the man who would soon be known as Genghis Khan, while others fought with strength. Subutai fought with calculation. He studied terrain, he studied enemies, he studied fear. Genghis noticed, and when the Mongol Empire began to rise, Subutai rose with it, not as a warlord, but as the architect of conquest. The brain of the Mongol war machine, 2 o'clock to 3:40, Subutai didn't just command armies, he designed wars. He coordinated forces thousands of kilometers apart, without radios, without maps, without modern logistics. His armies could split into multiple columns, disappear for weeks, then strike the same enemy from 3 directions at once. European commanders thought war had rules. Subutai rewrote them. He used feigned retreats, psychological warfare, intelligence networks, weather and terrain as weapons. He didn't T-rush cities. He isolated them, starved them, broke their morale before a single arrow flew. To Subutai, battle was already won before the first clash. The destruction of empires, 3:40 to 6 o'clock under Subutai's command. Entire civilizations collapsed. China, Persia, the Khwarezmian Empire erased from history. But his greatest achievement came in Europe. In 1241, Subutai led a campaign that shocked the Western world. He invaded Hungary and Poland simultaneously, with separate armies, coordinated across vast distances. At the Battle of Mohi, Subutai faced a massive European coalition, knights, heavy infantry, elite nobles. Subutai lured them in, then he crushed them. The European army was annihilated, kings fled, cities burned, Europe stood defenseless. If not for the sudden death of the great Khan, Subutai might have pushed all the way to Rome. Europe survived, not because it was stronger, but because the Mongols turned back. Why Subutai was unstoppable. -6 o'clock to 7:40. What made Subutai different? He never underestimated enemies. He never relied on brute force alone. He never fought fair. He believed, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Centuries before modern military doctrine, Subutai practiced total war. He gathered intelligence, mapped supply lines, calculated casualties like an engineer. Modern generals study Napoleon, they study Alexander, but they should study Subutai, because no one else ever controlled warfare on such a massive, coordinated scale. Legacy, 740 to 840, Subutai died peacefully, an almost unheard-of fate for a conqueror. No crown, no empire bearing his name, yet his campaigns shaped the modern world. Borders changed, empires fell, trade routes opened. And still, he remains almost unknown outside history books. The silent genius behind the most terrifying war machine the world had ever seen.